Okay, so let's take this guy up one more notch before we get it to Bluetooth or one of these wireless IR devices, and simply get better at controlling it. And we're going to do that by improving some of this code a little bit, and that way you can do things like dead reckoning or maze challenges or something like that, where you actually have to program the distance, position, and rotation of the robot. And one of the things I don't like with this piece of code is all this delay stuff here. Delay 1000, delay 1000. It would be nice to build it right into the functions, and it's super easy to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to write over build 1. I'm actually going to save as build 2. And let me save it over here. It gets this off your screen. Alright. And let's make a change to the function. Let's go down to the individual functions, and what I want to do is I want to add the delay in here. Okay. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it delay. Okay, a little funky spelling. And up here in this parentheses is where you could put something called an argument. And the argument I want to do is I want to put a number in here that will be passed down to the delay variable right here. Okay, so I'm going to create an integer variable, and I'm going to call it delay. Now, what happens is if I put any number, let's go up here to this forward. If I put a number in here of, say, 500, okay, what's going to happen is, I can delete that now, that 500 is going to get carried down to here. It's going to be inserted in the variable that we created called delay, and then we're going to see that 500 get passed down to here. So that means it's going to go ahead, it's going to set the speeds, and then it's going to set the motors to forward, and then it's going to wait for 500, okay, 500 milliseconds or a half a second, and that number came from here. So I can do that really quick for all of these, and it just makes it for a much faster and cleaner code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in all of these, and I suppose, well, it won't take long. We'll just keep you, actually I'm going to leave stop bot without one. We're just going to make it stop. Okay, and then I'm going to copy this and put it at the end of all of these functions. Like so. Okay, and now let's go up here and clean up. We can get rid of all these. Like so. Sorry, I should have paused this, but it will be pretty quick. The other thing I need to do is tidy my code. So if I hit Control, hold down the Control and hit T, it makes my code line up nice and neat. So let's make it go reverse for a third of a second. Let's turn right for a full second. Let's turn left for, let's turn left for, I don't know, half a second. Let's stop. Oh, I should probably put the delay. You know, I am going to go ahead and put that delay in there, because we may just want to make it stop briefly. So let me go in here and throw in that int delay. And then down here, we're going to delay for delay. All right. And let's make it stop for 1 second. Let's go up for 500 milliseconds. Let's go down for 300 milliseconds, and let's stop. Though it doesn't really matter, 400 milliseconds, and then we're going to enter the infinite loop. So let's load this up and see what happens. We should see these behaviors come out nice and clean this way. Now what makes nice about this is that way I can create something complicated like a maze or a dead reckoning challenge or something like that. I would just copy and paste and put these different functions in a long chain, each time determining the time in which it needs to happen. Okay? So it did everything exactly right. So I could build, for example, a forward, I could reverse, I could then go forward here, I can go forward here, okay, and I can change the times. Let's go forward for a full second, and you'll see that I can build a much more complex maneuver this way. All right. And the next thing I should show you is it would be nice to have some sort of delay, because while you're programming, you may not want this thing to take off right away. So let's throw a delay in here of, I don't know, let's say 3 seconds. So that way you'll have a 3-second delay, so you can unplug it, or you can set it down, or you can line it up, or whatever it is you need to do before it does and takes off all its functions. I think that's about it. The only other thing might be nice is to have it flash the onboard LED so I can see it's about ready to go. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a digital write, and it's actually called pin 13, which is the LED. I'm going to make it go hi. Oops, it has to be all caps. And then let's make it delay again for a short time. And then let's set the light off. Like so. So now what we'll see is, as I load it up, it might be hard for you all to see it. Maybe you'll see it light up through the chassis here, but the light will then turn on for a period of time, then turn off, and then we're going to see the robot begin its maneuvers. Okay? So that gives me a chance to go ahead and unplug the cable, set it down, get it lined up, do everything I need to do before it actually takes off. And then I can build some pretty cool patterns. Okay? So I'm going to make this video end right here, and then we'll work next on hooking up the Bluetooth. So I'll see you again shortly.